Okay, day two. All right, a couple of my goals for the day here are going to be I need to do a lot of things. I need to get a stockpile of clay going on. I need mud and clay. I want to make a mud kiln first, and then craft a clay kiln. Um, so I'm just going to go down this way. And look for clay over here. Now there's a coyote up there. Um, so this lake kind of goes around out there and then it comes back to the river, back where my base is. Two. Well, he's being a jerk. Um, there. Looks like I got around him. I'm not seeing any clay whatsoever. It's, right, well, sometimes this is just gonna happen. I know on the other bank of the lake there's clay, like, right across where we are. It turns into a river, so we may have to go back that way. I know there's clay on my side of the riverbank. But this is just all dirt. So here's my base over here. And so, we need clay for doing, I don't know if anyone's played Vintage Story. It's a similar thing. You have to make, like, clay form molds, um, and then you use those molds to pour, like, and you cast, different metal objects with it. So one of the first things we're going to cast is a saw. We need a saw to be able to make the frame to build a canning rack, um, so that when we kill animals in the wild, they have hides, and then we can tan their hides and use it to make leather. That's one whole process. So, like, Um, so we need to get smelting and stuff like that down first. So the very first part of that is creating a mud kiln, and then can make uh, we can fire clay bricks, and then we make a clay brick kiln, And that clay brick kiln can use charcoal to as its fuel. The mud brick kiln can only use like twigs and pine cones and sticks, and those are a lot more difficult to come by than just like making a concerted effort to make charcoal. So charcoal is the way to go in the future, but we're still living on the wood economy at this point. So, um, speaking of which, I'm going to continually pick up bits of things around here that we could use, which is all the stuff that we don't need dandelions yet until after we get into leatherworking. That. All right. So, oleander, we don't need that for a while. I'm just still looking for dogsbane. Okay, so this is going to be a problem in the future. So this is just going to spread, and it's going to make it so we can't get around here as easily. But this area right here is a massive spot for picking up any stones. Yikes. There's a coyote right there, as you could hear. That scared the hell out of me. I did not see him. But here's another great spot for stone, too, where you can just pick up all the stones you want. And then, as I said, we need stone for, we can make walls and flooring with large stone. The flooring is probably a better use for it than the walls. It all comes down to like the style of the thing you want to make. Alright. We're back at base here. I'm going to set up a quick little stockpile for all the clay that we just picked up. Let's put that there. And I'm just going to continue around. We need a lot of clay, so one of the next things we're also going to grab is mud. We need mud for the for bricks. But we can also need, oh, there's a coyote right there. I'm not going to be able to grab that at the moment. So let me go back and just dump this in the stockpile. Alright. So I'm going to grab some mud. I'm going to do this a little bit away from the base because it does deform the ground underneath you. Or, I need dirt. So I'm going to create a charcoal pit here in a second. I'm using the dirt for the charcoal pit. I don't need mud. I need mud to make the mud bricks, but we need dirt for the charcoal pit. Or let's just say dirt's a lot easier to come by than mud. Now later on you can get a shovel and you can move dirt around better, so you can do things like flatten out areas. So that's nice, but we need a few more technologies for that to happen. Okay. Let's start by just putting that on there. So we're going to start over here and we're going to create a charcoal pit. Whoops, I'm going to hit the C button for structures, and this is for burning. And so we're going to make this right here, the medium charcoal pit. I'm just going to put that right there. So we need 3,800, no, 2,800 more. And then we need 20 sticks and 4 firewood. I'm just going to grab a bit more dirt. And you can kind of get dirt almost anywhere. It does deform the terrain, so just keep that in mind. Man, so close. Okay, and then let me just come over here. Eight, 12, 16, and 20. And so now I'm just going to come over here and just chop down one of these large trees. We're going to need the firewood from that. We'll also need the pine branches. Now, one thing I didn't mention last time, this bar right here is your blight accumulation. Once the blight hits, I think, like 1.0, it starts to make you sick, and then you start to get debuffs. And the main debuff that happens is your stamina. Your stamina regeneration starts to go way down. And so doing like activities like chopping down a tree become very difficult. You have to like well, spend a lot of time standing around doing nothing is what it comes down to. Alright, so I'm gonna pick up this log. I'm just gonna place it down there. Oh, let me just grab what I can. And then I'm going to go chop the rest of that up. Alright, we have another thick log. That gives us 4 pieces of firewood. A log gives you 2. Let's get that over there close. Okay, let's go back and get the log. Anything else that's left over here? Um, um, okay, now I can just hit the left mouse button and build that. Now we're gonna need to do same thing that we do with the other types of fire things, which is put kindling and such in there to get the fire started. There's another trick we can use, which is using a torch. To get a torch, though, we need to kill some wildlife. So we're gonna start to think about doing that. I don't quite realize how full my inventory was. We can just run back and take care of that. Oh, here, the time dilation is off. Let me turn that back on. Every time you stop and restart the game, the time dilation resets. Okay. Now let's go drop this stuff off. Keeps on picking up all... I wish there was a way to say don't pick up biological stuff. Alright. What are we looking? Oh, we have... I'm gonna just make this my dumping pile. This is all stuff we can't really use. I mean, that stuff isn't that bad, but we still get blight from eating it. And I'm not interested in getting any blights. So let's finish down here with the clay if we can. And then we will... Yeah, that coyote is gone. Gonna run down here and see if there's any more. I don't see any here for a bit, so let's just head back. We're picking this area pretty clean of anything useful. Let's see. You can go in here. I'm gonna craft all of you and then put you in the stockpile. Now, what we could use is a bush. Bushes have a bunch of these pine branches, but they don't have logs in them. But so it's helpful if you need the pine branches. And I spotted one up here. Yeah. So I'm just gonna grab that bush. No, there's another one right there. So, let me get this guy too. It's good to have a stockpile of these because this is your tinder. Alright, so next thing I want to do, I want to make sure that we have our everything set up for our next... Oh, I didn't do that. So that we can start our next fire. Sometimes you have to do that in kind of a hurry. So, to have it ready to go is useful. Okay, so that's ready to go. Put 6 down. Red sickles. Next thing, let's make that mud kiln. So I'm gonna need mud. So that's what I mean by deforming the terrain. Like, as you can see, it moved me down. I'm just going to let this fill up a bit. If it's too much, we can just build a stockpile and just shove the rest of it there. I don't know. We need mud for making mortar later on. So I'll just grab a bunch. Alright, that should be enough for the time being. And mud isn't terribly difficult to find. It's all along any riverbank. So we're gonna place this. I'm gonna just go ahead and set this craft with. I'm going to 5, 10, 15, and 20. Now, if you don't have the inventory space, it'll just drop it on the ground. So there's going to be a pile of mud bricks right next to me. I'm going to dump the rest of this mud into a stockpile. Okay. So now I'm going to use this to build with. And this is a mud brick kiln. And I'm going to place this. I'm going to place it right down here. Alright, so while he's taking a second to build that, the next goal we're going to do is we're going to build a shelter over our bedroll and our fire pit. That way if it rains, which it does rain in the game, those things don't get wet. We'll eventually build it over our stockpile of firewood as well, and we'll maintain a larger stockpile of firewood. Okay. Let's just grab... I mean... So down on the right-hand side it says, place 4 medium posts. I hit build with this, and medium posts come up right there. So, it's basically gonna kind of cover where our bedroll is. So if you place one down while holding shift, you can place another one immediately. Now, if you look, both of these sticks are green, both of these posts. That means they can connect to each other. So I'm gonna see now how the one on the right is no longer green, so that means this has to come closer. Why is this so... Let me pull that one up real quick. Up there we'll do, and then put the other one there. And so this, notice how they're all 4 green right now? That's what you want. Okay. And now, the next step to build this is to make the cross members. I need, oh, I think I need a few more of these, but what I really need are several of these. I wish there was a way to say I want 5 out at a time or something, but it's either everything or like you have to drag over a stack at a time. So I'm gonna hit the craft menu, go to structures. We're going to support beams, and this is the stick support beam right here. And this allows you to connect these different bits. So I'm going to hit the shift key while I place that one. Shift key while I place that one. And that one's yellow because it's too far away, so I can't automatically put the materials in. So I'm going to walk over to it. Hit that, and now that one's in. Walk over to this one. And then you have to have one going across. It can be either way, it doesn't matter. So now all those have been placed. Now I have to go over and build each one individually. This is kind of a pain in the butt because the, you know, these are so small. Like getting your mouse exactly over one of those is kind of painful. And then your guy derps out half the time like he did right there. The reason why he derped out because he pathed there and he was on the geometry for the bedroll, and that pushed him off as he started to build it, and then it pushed him out of range. So like, and then he was out of range, and so he stopped building. It's a little annoying. All right, the next step is building. Let's see the rafters. So, I'm gonna hit C, go to structure, go to roof, and it's the stick rafters right here. For as long sticks and lashings. So, I'm going to place that there. Sometimes when you place it, it'll only go over like one triangle, which is annoying, but this time it didn't do it. So that is done. Now I need to go ahead and build it. I don't have all the materials. I need more sticks, so let me grab a couple more. And then add from inventory. So like as you're building, you place your materials into the ghost, the item. There's like an inventory for the ghost of the item. So you place your materials in the ghost, and then after there's enough materials in the ghost, you can build it. And that's what he's doing now. It's like a 2-step process. Okay, and finally, we go to structures again. We're going to build a leaf roof. But I need at least one. This is probably going to take a couple. And as you see, that just took 20 lashings to do what we've done so far. And it's still going to take more. Oh, I don't need these for this. I need the pine branches. So that took 20 lashings, and then, or ropes. I call these lashings. Whatever, they're the same thing. Oh. Construction, structure, leaf rope. So it took 5 more ropes. So that was 25 ropes, 13 pine branches, and about 20-ish long sticks to make that. And that's just like this one little section of housing. Oh, I need more of those. So that's just one little piece of uh, overhead cover. Now, we're going to build out the base a little bit bigger than this. We're going to make another one of these sections over at least the firewood stockpile, and then probably over the area that has the kiln. This is like the stage 1 kiln. There's a second kiln, and then also like a furnace for smelting metals. Those two are going to be underneath uh, roof as well because they don't burn very well if they are wet. So if it starts raining and you happen to be doing a smelt, like it's going to cost you twice as much wood at least to do that. And I put this outside because this is only temporary. We're going to pick this up in a little bit and then we'll never use it again. Okay. So I'm going to I'm going to go out and continue exploring. We need to find out where there are a couple of things. We need to find cassiterite, which is tin, and then we also need to find copper. It's funny that they call it cassiterite instead of just calling it tin, but when it's copper, they don't call it malachite or what else is it? Dolerite. There are a couple of different rocks that are copper. They don't use that. They just call it copper ore. So, I digress. So, oh, our water's getting a little low, and a good thing we made water before we left. Let's run over here and grab that real quick and drink all the water. And there's this ominous letter that was dropped off here. Where is... Oh, is it? Of course. It's underneath the stockpile, which is awesome. So in the demo, you couldn't really do anything with this letter. So this is new to the the early access. So we have seen your smoke from afar. We'll meet in 2 days. So that's cool and all. As I say, we can do anything with that in the demo. So our water's up a little bit. Let's go out for a little exploration here. Now, I looked at the map earlier. Areas like this that are called rocky outcrops on your map, that's where you find mineral deposits. You can also find caves right there. So caves also have a lot of mineral deposits in there. So we are going to go do a little check out here to see what we can find. We're fairly close to it, I think. Oh, there, right there. This is cassiterite. I'm just gonna quick pick all of that up. It wasn't a ton of it, but you don't need a ton of it. The ratio for... Oh! Whoa! That's good too. Um, the ratio is... It's like 12% tin to 88% copper to make bronze. That's like the first thing we're trying to make. We don't even start out like in the Bronze Age. We start out in the... Or we don't start out in the Copper Age. We start out in the Bronze Age. So, all right. So the boars are not aggressive. So you can walk right by them. Remember that. I'm just kind of like poking around to see what's out here. So straight ahead of me is roughly where we're trying to go. So I'm looking on the ground here. Around these rocky outcrops as well, there is another thing. These are small pieces of flint. There are things called large pieces of flint. Um, they can often happen around these limestone-rich rocks. You need one of those uh, at, at some point. You can use it as a sharpening tool. The problem is as you use your axe here, its sharpness goes down, and then you need to resharpen it. And when your sharpness goes down, like every time you hit a tree, it does less and less damage to the tree. So that's a pain. Alright, so that means it takes a lot longer for you to chop down a tree. But then your axe only has so much durability, and it loses durability every time you chop with it. So, so that's a thing. So it only lasts so long. So, like, you have a timer, basically, in the game. Like, you have to get a couple of these things done. Like, finding... Oh, look. Tin. And copper. You have to get all these things done, and you have to, like, be able to make a new set of tools before your items break. So that's more. It looks like there's copper right here. This is what copper looks like. It looks like, you know, copper looks like in real life when it oxidizes. I'm just gonna come over here and come down this bit, and maybe head over here and then come back. So we still have more of this terrain that can probably support copper and cassiterite. So then also, like, after you get to a point where you can start doing food storage and gardening, you're going to be looking for Like, we've walked by wild garlic a few times. Ah, I might take damage. Uh, you'll be looking for stuff like that. Dandelions are very abundant. There are a couple other things. Chamomile is used to make kind of like a healing potion. Into a wall. Um, that makes a thing that's like kind of equivalent to a healing potion. It just makes you tired while you consume it. Here is more. Wow, we found a lot of tin and not a lot of copper. I just took damage, falling damage there. Um, Make sure we're still on track here. So that's kind of off to the right. So, golden seal. You can, once you get a shovel, you can dig those things up from the roots, and then then like plant them in a garden, and then you have to water them and stuff like that. But then it'll just produce the fruit of the plant consistently. Let's see. This oleander used for something later on in the game. I don't remember what. Um, but also in the demo, you didn't get the full game, so like I'm sure some of the stuff was useful. I just didn't get that far in the demo. So yeah, I'm just gonna come kind of around here. Maybe I can go a little further out. As I say, avoid that blight at all costs, especially at the beginning of the game, because this over time you're going to accumulate more and more blight, and it starts to add up pretty quick. Everything takes a lot longer. Wait, is that? There it is. Large piece of flint. Okay, we got lucky on that. So I'm gonna right click on this and say craft with. What you want to make is flint chisel blade and small piece of flint. So hit hammer on that, make sure you're doing that with a stone instead of anything else. And now you can use this, you can use it to chisel wood, so you can make a handle with this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, maybe I got some of that wrong. You definitely do need this at some point in the future. I remember that. Okay, so there's... Yeah! I did not see this guy at all. If you hit them once, they usually run away. I've had it so they just won't run away and they just keep on attacking you and attacking you and attacking you. Ooh, look at this. We've hit the gold mine, or the copper mine. So that was just a lot of copper. This is gonna last us for quite a bit here. Let's just go see if there's any more up here. Let's see. Oh, there's copper right there. Oh, there's more right here. This will probably last us the entire game. Because there's iron not terribly far after this, and iron is way more durable. Um, with iron you can make a pickaxe, so you can like actually mine these stones, like the copper-rich stone. Um, like you can keep on hitting it and get copper out of it. It eventually breaks down, but you get quite a bit. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else here. So I am going to head back to the road, and then we can follow the road back. Now, I have the map turned on. You can do... Oh, here's more copper right in front of me. Jeez. You can do versions of the game where it does not have the map on. No reason I'm carrying a large stone across the map. Oh my god. There we go. But so, we're gonna head back. I'm just gonna pick up roughly any dogsbane that I see. Oh, so this is, looks like it's the town. That is a huge thing of... So we're over by the town. Yeah. We started out right about here. We're just gonna go around this Blight cloud is right about there. So we're just gonna go around that until we hit the road and we'll take the road back. Picking up any dogsbane we see until our inventory is full. It's just a more efficient way to store this stuff. There's another large piece of flint. We don't actually need it, but you'll find it like around these limestone-rich rocks. Well, I mean, I also have these stones in my inventory that I don't really need, but it doesn't. Oh, this. Ooh. I need to remember this. When I need. There are like 10 bushes here. So when I need the pine, um, that's a sweet spot. I can fill my stockpiles with that. I'm not going to do that right now because those things are pretty big, and I've already got a ton of stuff in my inventory. But it's right at the bend of the road. Ginseng, chamomile, that's right. I'm not sure what ginseng does. Um, there's some cooking recipes in here, but I think the cooking is kind of broken. I don't know if they changed it, but like anything you cook just gives you tons of blight. And so it's like, well, the way to avoid the blight is to not, uh, cook the meat of the animals around you, because it gives you blight. You can just survive on the pine cones. Which, speaking of which, okay. What of you? No, oops, there's a deer here. Um, alright. Let's craft the rest of these. Put you in there. We're gonna do this kiln thing shortly. We need to, I'm gonna do it when it starts to get dark, because we just have to sit there and tend the flame for a while, and so that's easier to do when it's darker out. So I am going to start a stockpile here with our copper. Just put that over here. And then I am going to start a stockpile here with the tin ore. Put that here. Now we have all this junk in our inventory that's the small pieces. We're just gonna have to deal with that for a second. Because we don't have the furnace set up yet. When we set up the furnace, we can make a crucible, and we can just shove all that stuff in there until we smelt it. So, I mean, there's an awful lot of it. Let me just... I'm just gonna drop this all... I was just looking if that, to see if there was there was like a keyboard command to drop things. Okay, that'll help a bit. those out of there. Put it into here. Alright. What else do we need to do? Why don't we... I'm going to build a couple of these improvised throwing spears. I find that you usually want to have about 4 of them at a time. Did he drop them? Hey, how could those go? Oh, no. I don't know. So, we can hunt. You want to make sure that you do not hunt near your base. If you do, much bigger animals smell it, and then they come check out your base. And by much bigger animals, I mean wolves and bears. Ow, I missed. Gotta hit a little bit behind them. Oh, so that hit him. Or her. That's a doe. But yeah, as you can see, you want to just... You want to get them pretty far away from your base, because the big bad stuff will not come at you. Like, so I'm just going to do this just for the hide and the animal fat. I want to make a torch here. So a torch requires animal fat. Let's go down. I can't really see. Oh, well, that's funny. It jumped twice and then I think it took falling damage and killed itself. That would be funny. Alright. Always on the lookout for Dogsbane, but... Oh, it's even more over here. Alright, let's get to harvesting this guy. So we're going to get this and this. Now we have a hide and what else? The animal fat. If you look, like the this is very blighted. It's 1.3 blight. I have like 0.1 blight right now, so if I eat that, I'm gonna start running into problems. So you don't want to eat that. And the torch takes 2 animal fat, so I am going to have to hunt something else. Now, down in the corner, it keeps on saying, like, you should, you know, snare a rabbit. You can snare a rabbit if you want to. It's generally a waste of time. You might get one, and then they just don't stick around that area anymore. So it's kind of... It's kind of a pain. That system, I don't know that that's implemented very well. Or if it's not trying to diss anyone. I'm just saying if it's implemented like how the developer really intended it. So here's that patch with all those bushes, which I will definitely come find soon. How's my inventory look? Eh, got that giant piece of hide in here. There's a boar, we could hunt that too. Um, they might, if you hit it here, let's do it for science. Get my offhand stuff with something that's not a spear. Oh, it just stands there and base tanks it. Huh. Wow, maybe that's the first thing you should attack. Wow, every single one of those things missed. Oh, I guess they do. Oh, that thing nearly killed me. Huh. He has. So he's red now, so it looks like he's aggro to me. Oh. Just broke my spirit. Oh. He has a lot of health though. Dude, how are you missing? Maybe this isn't the first thing you hunt. Yeah, they have a ton of health. go. Can we hear that? I don't know. He's taken at least 150 damage, if not more. Finally, got him. Now that he's back near my base, so this is going to definitely attract unwanted attention. So I'm taking your hide, and then, oh wow, 10 animal fat. I only need one. Yeah. Let me... Maybe I'll just make a permanent torch. You can make these standing torches. What do you need? 5 with that? Yeah, I'll just make... So I need a total of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 3 more. Alright, so I will make that real quick and just put it near the base. That'll help out when things get dark. This thing is huge and is sitting in my inventory, so I'm going to drop you and you. Right, now I need to make torch, which is just a stick, a stick, a long stick, and I have the lashings. And a stick. Of course, I cannot put that in my inventory. Okay, so I'm just going to drop that, drop this ropes. And the other torches in my offhand, so I'll right click and place this. I don't know. I'm just gonna place it over here. Yeah, that's probably good. Okay, it's getting dark. I'm going to start making okay. Um, so I'm going to show off this kind of trick, which is... let me get some... Oh, I need... Oh, geez, I need to cut down another tree. Like, now. So when you cut down a tree, it falls to your right-hand side. So it's going to fall kind of over here. That will be useful so you don't, like, drop a tree on top of your built structures, because it will damage them. A tree can't kill you, but it can damage your structures. Like, a tree falling can't kill you. I've played other games where that is possible, like Medieval Dynasty, the tree can kill you, which is kind of ridiculous. Oh, maybe I didn't need to do that, because I have these over here. Okay, well, let me just finish this up. We will need it eventually. We'll need it for tomorrow, so... So you can tell it's getting dark. You can see the shadows growing longer. That's a pretty good indication. Oops. Alright, I'm gonna just start dumping this stuff out from my inventory. What I really need to do is get rid of those spears in my inventory. I'm just going to drop them. Oh, I don't know. Somewhere over here. Okay. All that stuff is cleaned up. Add that. Add that. Add that. Why is this not... Do I have too many? Wow. I need to create another one. That's a good thing, but... Alright, so I will stop picking up Dotsbane here until this stockpile is depleted. Okay, I need to cut up some logs. losing the last bit of sunlight there. It's like turning dusk right now. Oh my gosh. Stop it. Alright. This is going inside of the fire pit. Okay, and we're just gonna ignite this. Apparently that evaporated. Okay. Gonna boil that water off. That was weird. It only said we had... I feel like I'm missing something. Okay. I'm going to come over here and start building... The water's done. I'm very thirsty right now, so I need to take care of that. Now later on we will be able to, when we make that next level kiln, we'll be able to make larger drinking vessels, so we can like just make water and then store it all day and have enough to drink all day. But we are not quite there yet. What I'm gonna do is come over here, grab all of that. I'm gonna just start making clay bricks. I need 20 of them. These soft clay bricks, so I'm gonna hit 5, 10, 15, 20. And we'll just let those create, they're just gonna dump on the floor. Deal. Now our next batch of water is done. I want to take care of that. Now this, here, I already created the clay. Let me put the clay down. Alright, I already created the clay bricks. And I'm just gonna put those into a... Oh, I cannot put those into a stockpile. Great. Alright. Oh. I'll put you back on there. Spoil that. So our food that we had is starting to rot, so I'm just gonna eat a bunch of these sausages. They're not gonna last. They only last a few days, so they also make you very thirsty. So I'm just going to up my hunger, or it's not a hunger bar, it's like a satiation bar. It's like how full you are. Okay, now, last thing I'm gonna do is show you the trick. Which is, I'm gonna ignite this torch, and then I can come over here, control the right mouse button, and I can just ignite this, and I don't have to use the tinder or kindling, and I can do the same thing there. And then I can just put this in my inventory and it stops consuming fuel. So now, oh, I do need to have like actual, oh geez, right, so. I need to put you in there. That is only gonna last for 2 minutes. I suppose it doesn't really matter because I can just relight the torch again, but so I'm using a bunch of twigs in this. I have to fire all these bricks. I'm just gonna throw all these in there. Twigs are more useful as fuel because you can't put anything larger than a stick inside of here. I am gonna grab a couple of these because we might have to use a couple. I'm going to drink all of that and go make more. So when we have to create stuff using our kiln or our furnace or our bloomery, I'm going to generally do this towards the end of the night, or the end of the day, so that we can kind of like set us up. So we'll be around the camp. I can like use the torch to light all the things. We're gonna need this going anyways to sleep. So we're gonna set ourselves up so like we're gonna run this until kind of the day stops, and then we're gonna run the different little structures here until we're finished, and then we can go to sleep for the day. So that howl means it's getting close to dark. And when it howls again, so there's the reason why we don't want to be out of dark. There's a bear right there. There are probably going to be wolves coming too, so I don't know, maybe I don't finish this today. Like, we cannot take on a bear. It will kill us. And then it'll probably just hang out in our base if it gets drawn over here. I don't see anything else. But you gotta kind of worry about. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. 6, and then 1. So I'm going to start by building a... I guess I'm doing this next. Oh, that's a little bit bigger than I remember, so let's turn it out this way. So I guess I'm going to build that like that. We can take these things apart later. I don't know that we'll get the mortar back, but we can get at least the bricks back. So I don't see any other nightlife coming for us. Gonna drink that. Oh, that's the third time the howl happened. These are getting close. We have to do 2 more fires. 1 with 6 and then 1 with 2. So I'm just gonna add those to the fire. Not the way I want to be spending brick, but, or not the way I want to spend sticks, but we don't have much of a choice, as we don't have any more twigs. But then for, once we get this kiln up and running, that runs on charcoal, so all the charcoal that comes from this will be used to fire that, and it's just a lot more efficient. It lasts a lot longer. Okay, yeah, I'm still just looking out left and right here to see if bear or a wolf is walking up on us. So when we originally figured out this spot, it's nice to have it on this little bit back here because they can't come through the water. They're not gonna like aggro you through the water. They can actually go into the water, but they're not gonna aggro you like across a river. So, I can just kind of put my back up against this wall and look, see if anyone's coming. So this is a little bit my fault. I misjudged uh, time. I forgot that I had a couple of bits of wood, uh, the wooden logs already over here. Um, so generally, when you sleep through the night, uh, it just means you're up early in the morning. So there's no real use staying up like super late as opposed to like to avoid um, the mobs coming out after you, like the nighttime mobs. So let's put the axe. Those guys are close. You need a little bit more fuel, so I'm gonna give you. I don't need one more. Okay. So as soon as those are done, ah, oh no, no. There we go. I'm gonna add these two to the fire, and that should be enough fuel to do it. So we're gonna end the day here, and we will see you next time on day 3.